Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from INKbutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for a card making video. I am doing the Colour INKspirations Challenge 200 today. Challenge 200 is to use your favourite colour. So normally there's a colour combo. I've done the a couple of times over the last few months, but as I haven't had a chance to participate in the last couple just for reasons, and this time it's number 200, so we're doing something a little bit different with it, using our favourite colours. Now I think you can probably guess which one I'm actually going to pick, but this sample's in Pretty Peacock, which is a very close second place to my actual favourite colour in the Stampin Up colour palettes. So I've mocked it up already using the Pretty Peacock. It's a beautiful teal, sort of a bluey green colour. It's so lovely. And I've teamed it with a little bit of grey granite. This is the two-tone cardstock, so it's got a little bit of a different hue to it, and then the regular cardstock for the accents, bit of tone on tone stamping, bit of heat, bit of embossing just to jazz up the background a little bit with some ink over the top. So really nice technique, and I'm using Gallery Blooms. The embellishments are from that suite as well. What are they actually called? They're really heavy actually. They're really weighty things because they're actually metal. They're called pressed flower motifs, but there's kind of a nice neutrally colour, so I'm going to use it with my sample as well. So it's Gallery Blooms, beautiful floral. You see me use this quite a lot, particularly this one. This one makes nice wreaths, but I absolutely love the dies because the dies cut out these awesome frames which fit on our UK cards. It cuts out both at the same time, so if I've got a spare one, I chuck it in the back there and then it's ready to pull out. And that's exactly excuse me, exactly what I did today. I had two frames already cut that did the job, so I didn't recut any frames. I just pulled them out from the stash. So that's the Gallery Blooms bundle, and it has dies to cut out. I think all of those actually. Yeah, plus some leafy bits, which is what I'm cut out there. And because there's no sentiments, I've just brought out Simply Said. Really nice base set to add to your collection, in both a block font and in a scripty font, so you've got a bit of options there. Okay then, so this is Pretty Peacock, but of course we're using today Blackbird Bliss. Okay, love it, love it. We've got the two-tone cardstock here as well. So the two-tone cardstock. So here we go. We've got the A4 in the back, the proper cards, the thick cardstock or regular cardstock for the card base, and the two-tone cardstock. We've got a light and a dark, double-sided cardstock, and that's how they look together. So some of the two tones are closer to the cardstock colours than others, but all match beautifully. Okay, so the dark one we're going to emboss, and we're going to stamp on the light one with a two-tone colour. So let's get the embossing done. Just realised I need to move something. Okay, so let's just pop our card base to one side just for a moment. So I'm using this one. Now, what's this called? Might be something like Peaceful Greenery or something like that. It's in the mini catalogue, and it's sized better for the American A2 or whatever they are, regular cards. So it's a bit shorter than it needs to be, but the width is about right, and I think it looks okay on a UK card. It's just got a bit more of a blank space at the bottom. It's a 3D folder, so we're going to use the base plate with the dark grey plates to run that through. Okay, so I've just whizzed that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, like so. Put that back in its little tub here. Okay, so there we go. So you'll see that there's a bit of cracking of this cardstock. It is a little bit lighter weight, so the 3D folders can sometimes break that surface, and because it's got a white core, the white core will show through. Now you might like that. I'm going to team this with Smoky Slate. So as it happens, those are going to get covered by the frame in the most part. Okay, but if you really don't like it, which is what happened with this one, I added the ink over the top, and I think it kind of gives it another sort of level anyway. So we'll do the process just so that you can see it. And I've got to get scrap. Let's grab some scrap. So let's just do that. Grab our ink pad. Beautiful colour. This is in the neutrals now. It's a great colour, great colour. So, and I'm going to go over those corners. I'm not looking to make it smooth. I'm just bobbing that on and working actually from the middle out. Normally I would work from the edge in, because I'm not really going for, like I say, this sort of solid colour look. I just want it to cover up those breaks in the cardstock, and now you'll never tell that that was there. And you've also got, it's hard to see with the dark colour, but I think you got it there. There's just that little bit of extra oomph on the colour. Okay, and I don't mind that it's a bit splotchy in the middle. I think it's all going to add this sort of that look. I'm going to set this aside to dry though. Okay, and while we've got our ink pad out, I'm going to use that to stamp the this large floral that we've got here. Okay, and I'm just literally doing tone on tone ink. So this is the lighter side of that two-tone cardstock, and we'll just pop that in with the two-tone. I'm just holding that just for a second, just transfer the ink. With the two-tone, I always cut it in sort of 4-inch strips, so you can get 3 4-inch strips, obviously, because it's 12 by 12. Okay, and then I cut down my layers. So I cut off this bit, which was 5 3/4. 4 by 5 3/4 is a card base, and I ended up with this bit left over. Okay, so I've just cut it once and done what I needed to. The only thing I've done with this is just cut off just 1/4 of an inch off the bottom, which will become this accent piece at the bottom. Okay, so that's ready there, and I've already die cut the little this is from my ever faithful Stylish Shapes, and the little thank you die stamp, I should say, fits beautifully in there. It's even better if you stamp it straight, but you'll forgive me that. Can't quite get my head over the top of there because you guys are there. And I'm just going to quickly wipe this ink off. And clean that. Just using some stamp cleaner over that, just to minimise the staining. So just forgive me just for 1 minute, taking a pause there while everything's drying anyway. So just giving that a really good wipe. There we go. Right, let's pop those there for a moment. Okay, so obviously that would be straight in an ideal world. There's a wonderful coordinating die to go with this image, which is nice and easy to line up. So just go for these pointy leaves, and the rest should more or less fit around there, just nice and snug. And we'll tape that into place and we'll run that through our machine. That's my top plate, so I had to take the cutting plate. So I've already die cut the little trimmy things, the little accent pieces, so I'll just take those off the plate because I forgot I needed to die cut this as well. So just as your plate gets a bit battered, see how battered my plate is. I will use this and use this and use this until it breaks. Okay, and then when it does, this one will go in the bin. This one that I've been using as my top plate, it's not like I don't know whether you can see, yeah, see there's like little dinks in it where the pressures have been applied. That'll become my new bottom plate and I'll get a brand new shiny top plate to go on it. But this still works and it will work and work and work. I keep flipping it over so it's not too bendy. You see how much I've used it. So if you keep flipping it and rotating it, you can make them last a very long time. And I do lots of die cutting. There's not many cards I make that where I don't do something that's die cut. I love it. I think it's the most, whoever invented it, Mr. Die Cut Man or woman, was a genius. Okay. Right, that's going to bury something, so I'm going to remove that. I'll gently peel the tape off. Put it back on itself. It's even less likely to peel. Not guaranteed, but less likely. Okay. So there's our lovely image. We've got our frame in smoky slate. These are my little delicate details that we're going to add, also in smoky slate. These are dies from that Gallery Blooms, and just some offcuts and scrap bits of that smoky slate cardstock that I had around. So even the smallest bits can be used for some of these little teeny tiny dies, which I'm just going to pop on my little magnet so I don't lose them. This die that I'm poking now, right, I was while I was prepping, I pulled it off my the cutting emboss, and it came loose and slid right into my little bin that I've got next to me on the floor. And as you know, of course it sank all the way to the bottom, didn't it? It didn't just sit on the top of what was in the bin. So I used my my little magnet needle keeper and just went in the bin, and I found it. And I heard it go click as it attached. So that was cool. Okay, I think we're ready to assemble. Okay, little bellies, dies on the magnet. Okay, here's the card base then. And we've got our background piece here, which we're just going to add with some Stampin' Seal. So if you just run this slowly over the back of your raised areas, it shouldn't tear. So just go nice and careful. If you prefer tape or liquid glue, obviously you can just do that. I like seal. So popping that into place, so it's all tone on tone. Okay, obviously you'd need to put an insert in this. You can't write on this dark cardstock, so pop a piece of and I would take off an extra 1/8 of an inch off the top, just so that it fits in and folds nicely. And for the dark cardstock, we're actually going to use the black dimensionals. so these will be less visible from the side. Don't use these a lot, but they're great for these dark cardstocks, exactly what they're intended to do, just to minimise how much they show through. We're going to pop some on the back of our bloom as well, so I'm just going to pop them in the centre of these two, and we'll put a couple here. Might be more than enough to support it once we've got everything else in place. And these guys will need wet glue on them, and we will need some for the sentiment. So what we'll do, actually I'll leave that because I need to decide whether I want the dark or the light side showing. Sometimes you have to see it before you commit. Okay, so with the peacock one, I did a dry build. I put everything on, put all the dimensionals on, but didn't take off the backs, and just lay it all out, just to make sure it was where I wanted it to be. So just using the embossed details just to sort of check that that's central and straight, which looks like it's about there. Okay, we can pop our large floral in there now. Oops. This one, I've cut my nails so I can't get that off. Gosh, that one was persistent. I don't usually have that much issue with those. Right, so we'll pop that in the middle of that frame. Gorgeous. You can sort of mess about with the orientation on that to suit you. Right, so do I want the dark or the light? I think I want the dark. Yeah, I do, because I think that's going to contrast better with the die cut. Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to pop some seal along the back of this. Pop this over the top. That, preferably even, and if it's not, you can just give it a little bit of a haircut. Just nip off just a teensy bit of that. Yep. And in actual fact, what I did was I cut it on the wonk just to sort of add a little bit of something to there. Pick up these little bits. And again, we'll use those black dimensionals, but I'll only need them here, right? But I'm still going to pop seal across so that anything that's left hanging is going to catch that adhesive. So I'm just going to pop a couple there, which will suspend it here-ish, and the rest will just be in place. Oh my goodness. So you need nails for crafting, people. But before I put that in place, now on the other one I'd already stuck that down, and then I had to sort of fiddle around with it to get these little wispy bits in. So pop your wispy bits in, some underneath, some on top, and there'll be enough glue. I don't cover things in glue, just put on enough to secure it in place. And it sort of adds some detail and prettiness to that, and that obviously will dry clear. And then we can add, sorry, that's probably a bit high, sorry. And then we can add this guy to the bottom, and this one, just this smaller die from the Stylish Shapes, that's the word, fits just nicely across there. It's really cute, but I like that, just sort of that little extra bit of cardstock just sort of peeking out, just to add another element there. And then these little accents can still come into play. Just doing our little trio as we do, just to bring all of that together. Okay, and there it is, our finished card in Pretty Peacock, and my close second favourite colour, sorry, Pretty Peacock was a close second, and Blackberry Bliss being, oh, just wonderful. I just love it. I just think it's just such a beautiful colour. Okay, so there we go. That's my Colour INKspirations challenge done. Okay, the Colour INKspirations is a Facebook group, so just search Facebook and you'll find that. People are so creative in there. There's so many fantastic creations, so really worthwhile having a look, even just for inspiration if you need it. And all you have to do is upload a photo. You don't need a blog or anything like that to participate in that challenge. So just take a snap. There's some rules in the pinned post, and upload your photo, and yeah, you never know, you might be in the top 5 or even win the challenge. So it's really, really cool. Right, that's it for me for today. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're staying safe. Take care, and I will see you at the next one. Okay, bye bye for now.